Hey everyone, Tim Ball McGuffin here, and we are back with more Masters of the Universe Origins unboxing with Jitsu. Apologies if my voice sounds a little bit hoarse, just got a little something in my throat just after the weekend. But yeah, every time I look at him, I keep thinking of two things. One, because that big giant gold hand, I always, I don't know why, he makes me think of more of Fisto than Fisto. Second thing, because of the way his hand goes, I keep thinking of Austin Powers and judo chop, judo chop. But yeah, let's break him open and just see what we have inside. Now with the comic here, because he is from the same line as the Sorceress, I believe it is going to be the same comic, which looks like it is, yeah. Because you have Stratos, Buzzoff, and He-Man all fighting him. Which, I mean, that's one thing actually I will say about the comics I actually like about, you know, the ones that seem like the bad guys or the villains or whatever in here, like, it is interesting to watch them actually, like, fight, like, 3 of them at once, it looks like. And then there's just a little instructions here. I think this is mainly showing... Oh, removable parts. Okay, so apparently you can... Okay, so I never noticed that. Maybe the other ones are like that too, and I just never paid attention. But apparently you can remove all of his... a lot of his limbs and stuff. Let's actually open one of the other instructions, just see. Yeah, so it looks like even on him, no, Skeletor, I mean, there, he can have removable parts too for different sections. So yeah, I guess these characters could have removable parts. Maybe if you wanted to mix and match them or something. I never knew that. Never paid attention to that. Okay, so let's get into Jitsu himself, and yeah, I'm gonna have my little knife here because I definitely expected that to be... Oh, why did they tape that? They taped it to the sword. I mean, these things are already like little flimsy pieces of plastic most times, these weapons. I don't know why they do that. Why they feel the need to, like, cover them up even more. Trying to see if I can get his other arm here without damaging things, because they did it very weird. There we go. So I'm put away this. And there's Jitsu. So Jitsu, just to start with, his weapon there, which is kind of bent. So like I said, that's why I hate when they put weapons in like that, like all wrapped up and stuff, because they don't care, and they just, if they bent it a certain way when they put it in the packaging, it just bends it permanently. But yeah, his weapon just only goes in this one hand here. Just like that. You know, just be a second here. I'm just gonna make sure I don't have too much noise. He's got pretty good rotation, like some of the other figures, especially here, because I mean, like, he's got no shoulder pads, no move, nothing to block that movement. So really, really good range of motion, can go up and down pretty good. He's also got his little bicep swivel there, as you can see. His hand rotates around, and he's got that little wrist articulation right there too. Very nice. His head, very nice, kind of ball socket, or maybe it's like that double hinge like I mentioned before, but yeah, very, very, it actually feels a little loose, but I mean, it should be fine. Pretty good rotation. His other side, he has about almost the same movement in most of these, except of course for his hand here is more solid. It does turn around like this. It is more solid. You can notice too though, that's kind of disappointing. I've never opened him. He's already got some chrome missing from his gauntlet. So that's a little bit disappointing because that just shows how possibly cheap this chrome was. That it's already, it's kind of hard to see because of the light, but you can just kind of see just along there. And it's more pronounced here. But yeah, there's definitely some stuff missing there. And it looks like his armor actually might come off here. Just a second, I'll just check this. Sorry, they're back again. And yeah, so this does come off. You would have to remove his head, it looks like, but I'm not going to remove his head. But yeah, there's just two little snaps on each side. So you can just pull his armor off and stuff, just like with some of the older figures, which exposes a very, very muscular back. And an even more muscular front, which that's not even a six-pack at that point. Like, look at that. Look at those, like, what do you call these little muscles on the side here? They got, like, like, wow. Wow. Let's try to get his armor snap back on here to see how easy that side's a little easy. See how. Yeah, not too bad. I wouldn't really remove the armor off them on and off though, because it is just kind of like a rubber, so I mean it probably will come off a bit. And then also too, I mean, like with the gold paint and stuff here, same thing. I can already see like there's been, and as you can see too on the top there's always been some removal and stuff like that. And I think the more that you manhandle him and you're rubbing your finger and stuff on there, the more that paint is going to come off his armor, which, yeah, would kind of suck. It's got kind of actually weird discoloration there on the back of his legs. Might actually have to see about getting a second figure of him and just see if some of these are maybe production issues from the toy itself, because, yeah, I didn't notice that at first, but yeah, there's like a very, very severe discoloration on the back here of his legs. You wouldn't see that in the packaging, and I imagine that's probably from when they were trying to do the molding and just didn't either properly separate right or some leftover residue or something. But like, yeah. But anyways, back to the mobility. He can do hip rotation. There's no like bending or anything at the hips there. His legs can open up, and yeah, it's definitely like some kind of paint residue or something left over from the molding process, because it's all inside his thighs there too. It's almost like a little filmy kind of white residue. Doesn't sound good saying that down there, but yeah. But yeah, you can do his, do a little Jean-Claude Van Damme there splits there. Which I think is appropriate for his type of character. And then he's got very nice rotation. Like, he's got the rotation. He's got a really, really insane bend at the knee. Really nice for one of these bigger, bulkier figures. He's got his little rotation here with the foot. And little rotation here, plus the little hinge. Go up and down. And yeah. But I do like, actually, but this is supposed to be, ooh, sorry, but they're saying like you're supposed to be able to take it off right here, the foot, like where this rotation is. You're supposed to be able to pull it off and go. I'm not gonna try to do that because I really don't want to end up breaking the figure. But like, yeah, I guess you're supposed to be able to remove the different parts and stuff. But we'll go into his face sculpt. His face sculpt was alright. I mean, they could have, personally, I think, it did a little bit better with the hair and the mouth. Kind of looks but it is what it is. The armor and like his muscles and everything, like his actual body underneath, really, really well done. His hand, I mean, it's just a solid piece. Like, I mean, there's not much you can do, especially after you paint it with this gold chrome. I kind of wish instead of doing the gold chrome route, I know they're trying to do it like retro and trying to get a blend between, like, you know, getting authentic to like the old toys and, you know, how people might want it to this one. I do actually kind of wish this was a piece of molded plastic that had like a gold color to it. You know, GPS, I know, gold plastic syndrome, I know some people would probably hate that, but at the same time too, it's kind of like, I think it would have been better, because then they would have been able to, especially with the fingers here and stuff, they would have been able to make this look a little bit better, a little bit more detailed inside the glove if they did that route. Because I mean, even when you look at the picture here, like, it looks a little bit better. And also too, I that's the other thing I don't like. This hand here on the picture, it's like perfectly like an actual, almost like a chop, like a knife blade. This one is a little bit more curved like this, almost like he's going to be cupping something. Let me cup them for you. Yeah. But yeah, that you know, oh, here's your check, sir. Yeah. doesn't quite get there. And his eyes too, like, here his eyes, like, especially the pupils, they're a little bit more narrow and pointed in. These ones, they're a little bit more to the side, which, I mean, I wish they were more centered, a little more centered down, and like, yeah, a little bit closer in, because it would have gave him probably a much more menacing look. It's also like a weird face with like his little, I know they're trying to imitate the face on the comic with like the mouth and stuff, but it just looks weird here. It's almost like they took like Leave It to Beaver's face and then put a beard on it. But yeah, overall though, like, I mean, the mobility and stuff, like the little weird cosmetic issues aside, the mobility and stuff, like, of the figure, the design of the actual sculpt, especially for the muscles and everything else itself, really, really nice. Yeah, we'll hope that the next couple ones I have, like, we let Stratos and Buzz off, they're a little bit better quality wise, because this one definitely, like I said, this one might just been a bad run of the batch. I'll maybe look at picking up another one later if I find another one of him again, just to compare, because with a little bit some of the inconsistencies and stuff on him, it could be just been a common issue for the production run, or it could have been maybe this was just a one-off bad figure, like it just the bad one of the batch. And I just noticed when I was running my finger around here, this piece right here is actually a little bit sharp. It's almost like they didn't file down the edge or the nub properly. I don't know if you can quite see that there. There's like a little teeny like jabby point sticking out, little spike. But yeah, it's almost like they didn't cut the nub just properly when they formed this hand before they painted everything. Yeah, that's actually fairly sharp. Like, I could see a kid actually. It's harder for me because, you know, a little bit rougher hands, but yeah, I could see a kid actually cutting themselves on this. Yeah, so overall, Jitsu, good figure. Could be a great figure if he didn't have some of these little noticeable defects on him. I'll probably definitely see about picking up another one of them later on and just see if there is any more of a difference between them, or if it's just been or it's just common. Because I mean, like, the chances are that you buy two different figures and that they have the exact same defects is not pretty slim, unless there was something wrong with the production line. Because it's not likely that you're actually going to get two figures from the same batch that had the same issues, really, right? Unless it was like a very large batch or something. But yeah, sorry that was more entertaining for this review, like a little unboxing, because I mean, that's the one thing with a lot of these classic figures. Like, once you go through a lot of the bends and a lot of the movement of them, a lot of them are going to retain a lot of the same movement and a lot of the same pieces, because, all they're doing is that basically they're just doubling down, and maybe like with these upper arm pieces and stuff like that, they're just retooling them so that way they just have the same molds pumping this out as you might see in other figures, and they're just either changing the color of them or maybe just adding eccentric pieces. Like, I believe that this forearm probably would started out as exactly the same as all the other forearms. All they did was just add on this little kind of bracelet wrist thing there. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if he's actually using the same forearm on this side as He-Man. That's probably a definite possibility. And I mean, even with this, with the glove, it could be the same thing too. They probably started using the same. Yeah, I would say actually they did. They probably used the same mold as this side, because it looks like about the same on the start of this forearm, and then they just added in this part instead. But yeah, because no one's really, especially for a toy line action figures, like, no one's really going to do custom molds for every little thing, because I mean, you need to save money to cut costs somehow, and that's the easiest way to do it. Because even looking at this and looking just up, I'm not gonna grab him right now because I'm sitting down up somewhere, but the Skeletor figure from the battle damage and stuff, I would say, like, even his upper arm is the exact same as Skeletor's. It looks like from here. Looks like they have the exact same ridge line and everything else for the muscle detail. And even, like I said, for He-Man, looking at He-Man compared to him, He-Man I have a little closer. Actually, I'll grab him. But yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, when you look at He-Man and like him, the battle image, like their arms are basically exactly the same. They just changed out the hands, but I mean, even when you look at how they have this set up for their little molding for that, like, look at that. That's basically dead on for the forearm. So yeah, they're definitely using the similar mold to try to achieve a lot of them. But yeah, that's Jitsu. Sorry there if this review or unboxing gets out a little bit late. I was expecting it a little bit sooner, but just had to do the couple quick edits that happened there. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it, and have a good day.